What's up everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning in to another video of mine. The discussion today will be about the one and only Roger Federer, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. One thing to note, although I did say Novak is the greatest of all time, I did mention that it was from an objective standpoint, looking at overall career achievements. He's slightly ahead of everyone else. At one point in time, Federer was considered the consensus greatest of all time. He dazzled us with sublime footwork, a beautiful single-handed backhand shot, and overall brilliance on the court. It was hard to find any weakness in Federer's game, and what speaks more to his greatness is that late in his career he was able to have a resurgence, winning 3 Grand Slams in his mid-30s. He's one of the oldest Grand Slam winners of all time. On top of that, the classic matches with Djokovic in his prime, as well as being able to turn the Nadal rivalry around by winning 7 of the last 8 matches between them. At the start of the early 2000s, Federer was dominating the scene, winning 11 of 17 Grand Slams from 2003 to 2007. Overall, from 2003 to 2010, for that decade, Federer won 16 of 27 majors. For a 7-year stretch, not even a full decade, he only didn't feature in 5 major finals. 2017 to me was one of Federer's greatest years ever. If you take in what was accomplished in that year, 2 Grand Slams at an age where most athletes just can't perform like that anymore. He modernized his game to adjust, to keep up with his rivals. He also won 3 Masters 1000, the springtime hardcourt tournaments, dominated Wimbledon without dropping a set, and had his best start to a season in 11 years. Shows how much of a tennis genius he is. He also missed the entire clay court season, but we all know it was for good reason. Aging and having some miles on the body, he probably wanted to preserve his body. He finished the season 52-5 and his best overall winning percentage in 11 years. His 4th best ever in his career as well. One important thing to note as well is although Federer was a member of the Big Three, there was quite an age gap between Federer and Djokovic and Nadal. While Federer was #1 in the world and starting his dominance on grass and hard courts and changing the game, they were just starting out. Federer really emerged out of an era that was dominated by Americans. His on-court finesse and aesthetic coupled with the skill and perfect forehand to backhand swing captivated audiences. Think of Federer like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, revolutionized the game and made everyone have to chase him and play up to his level. The numerous records and different achievements of these players, it can really become difficult when trying to assess the GOAT. Understandably why most athletes themselves don't like to compare. In actuality, you really have to see what someone's done in their era, and Federer was the greatest of his era, while Djokovic is the greatest of this era. The GOAT really is just a matter of preference, but without these great players, the game wouldn't be what it is today. Federer is my personal GOAT and will always be my favorite to go back and watch. He elevated the game and was the face of tennis alongside Serena Williams. When looking at the greats, it really is just a timestamp. His dynamic abilities on the court set a new standard for men's tennis. He revolutionized the right-handed wide serve, along with bringing back volleying and making it effective again in the more athletic and modern era. His tactical play matched with perfect fundamentals made him so successful. No one throughout the history of the game, in my opinion, was more pleasing to watch than Roger. He brought back tennis to popularity in the mainstream, regardless of him not being an American athlete. His greatness isn't just on the court, but off the court as well, and he'll always be remembered in the history books as an all-time great. Thank you guys for listening to me talk again and share my opinions as well as some knowledge. As always, subscribe, like, share, and if you've got any opinions, leave it in the comment section below.